I want to share some encouragement and biblical wisdom to help you realize a whole new light of what it means to come to the table and honoring your temple. Hello, my name is Charity Engelwright. I'm a mom of four. I have a son-in-law too. I'm a grandma to two. I've been married 26 years, and my passion is health. All right, let me ask you a question. Can you look in the mirror and honestly say you like what you see? Or maybe when you look in the mirror, you see someone damaged, a woman who feels beyond restoration. Maybe you think, I'm unhealthy, I'm fat, and this is just the way I am. Perhaps you convinced yourself it's your genetics. My family is like this, so I have no choice. Or maybe you've tried everything, every diet, every workout plan, and you still feel stuck. You're exhausted, frustrated, and hopeless. If that's you, I want you to know you're not alone. I've been there too. But I also want you to know there's hope. You are not beyond healing, and your story is not over. I'm inviting you to my table. Come to the table. All right, let's eat. Imagine this, a table set before you with two very different sides. I've sat at both sides of this table before. On one side is a table filled with sugar, processed foods, and junk, things that provide no nourishment for our bodies, the temples God has given us. It's the table of quick fixes, cravings, and empty calories that leave us feeling depleted and disconnected from the vibrant health God wants for us. On the other side is a table overflowing with the gifts God has blessed us with: vibrant fruits, crisp vegetables, ancient grains, healthy fats, and proteins. These are foods created for both nourishment and enjoyment. They're true blessings from His hand. I hope to inspire you to see your choices at the table in a whole new light. Each time we sit down to eat, we have an opportunity to honor God with our bodies and the food we choose. So let me ask you, would you be happy to sit at your table with Jesus every time you eat? Would you be proud of the choices you've made and the table you prepared? This isn't about guilt, it's about perspective. As we nourishing our body, are we nourishing our bodies as an act of worship and gratitude? Or are we seeking comfort in things that only satisfy and were never meant to sustain us? Now, I want to speak directly to that woman. Maybe it's you, the one who feels completely exhausted, drained of all energy, the one who tosses and turns at night, unable to sleep, praying for just a few hours of rest. Perhaps you're the woman who desperately wants a baby, but for reasons you can't understand, pregnancy hasn't come. You've been trying and it feels like you're stuck with no answers in sight. Or maybe you're battling brain fog, feeling like your thoughts are constantly scattered or dealing with rashes that seem to pop up without warning. Are you struggling with warts, short nails, or painful cuticles? Or maybe you experience those migraines or headaches that leave you feeling like you can't function. I know there are women here tonight who live with constant allergies, aches, pain, and skin sickness. You're familiar with constipation, of diarrhea, bloating that never seems to go away, or your hair thinning to the point where you wonder if it will ever grow back. And let's not forget the gut issues, the bloating, discomfort, and the feeling that something is always off in your body. If any of this describes you, know this. You are not alone. I've been there, and there is hope for you. Your body is crying out for something more. You don't have to keep living in the cycle of exhaustion, pain, and frustration. God made you for more than this. Your body can heal, and you can feel better. I want to help you take the first steps toward restoration. It's not just about a physical transformation. It's about connecting with the truth of who God is. Now it's time for your fresh start. There's no better time than the present. You have the power to take control over your thoughts and your choices you make, especially when it comes to what you put into your body. It's not just about eating healthy, it's about choosing foods that honor God and fuel your body for His purpose. I want to share a powerful verse from 1 Corinthians 10:31 that will transform how you approach what you eat and drink and do. This isn't just a scripture about what you should or shouldn't do. It's a reminder that everything, including your health, is an opportunity to glorify God. When we choose to care for our bodies, we are honoring Him and reflecting His goodness. So 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, so whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. So take a deep breath and know that this fresh start is yours. You can begin a new chapter, one where you make choices that reflect your identity in Christ and lead to greater health and joy. Let this be the year that you do everything, even the simple act of eating, for His glory. All right, I have a picture of my lawnmower up. It is a brand new purchase. It's actually the first purchase we made after buying our first home. Okay, our first home, it was amazing, but it had a huge lawn and we needed to be able to mow it. So we bought this brand new lawnmower. Okay, and I decided I was going to go help my husband and mow the lawn. And so I went out there and it didn't start. So I realized it was out of gas and I needed to put gas in it. But I looked all over for the gas tank and I couldn't find it. It was like not where I thought it should be. And so the only hole I found, I put the gas in there and I tried to start the lawnmower and it was spitting and sputtering. And then it eventually just died. And then I thought, oh no, I put the gas in the wrong spot. Sure enough, I call my dad, who is the small engine guy. You know, I should know better, but he's always done all of this for me growing up, and I wasn't paying attention because I had him. So he fixed my problem. Of course, I put the gas where the oil belongs on this brand new big purchase, our first big purchase, and fixed the lawnmower. And of course, he got all the gunk out and he threw it in the weeds. Okay. This story is a great analogy for how we approach our own bodies. When we go against God's design and think we know better than He does, we end up putting things into our bodies that don't belong, just like I did with the lawnmower. Over time, those wrong choices can cause problems, just like that lawnmower, sputtering and dying. That's why we need to be mindful of what we're putting in our bodies. God has a design for us. And when we follow it, honoring Him and all that we do, even in our health, our bodies will run the way He intended, strong and full of life. So let's be intentional and look at what we are fueling our bodies with, because our bodies are our temple and we need to treat them with the care and respect they deserve. I want to share with you a powerful testimony about a lady named Brandy. She came to me when she was eating at the wrong end of the table, the junk end. She was dealing with a laundry list of health issues, night sweats, sleep problems, achy joints, anxiety, depression, and extreme pain. She was stuck in a place where she couldn't move, couldn't get off the couch, and felt completely drained. Brandy's inflammation was so bad that she couldn't even take off her wedding ring. In fact, it had to be cut off because her fingers were so swollen. Along with this, she struggled with allergies, sugar cravings, no energy, brain fog, cold sores, and skin issues. She felt completely overwhelmed and stuck, unable to live the life she knew she could have. When Brandy came to me, her number one goal was to get her ring back on her hand so she could celebrate her 36th wedding anniversary in just 6 weeks. She was desperate to see a change. I told her, if you apply the principles I'm sharing with you, you'll be able to do that. And let me tell you, in just 30 days, Brandy experienced freedom from most of those symptoms. Her inflammation decreased substantially. Her energy returned, and she was able to slide that ring back on her finger just in time to celebrate her anniversary. This isn't just about losing weight or fitting into a pair of jeans. It's about regaining your health, your energy, and your life. Brandy's story is proof that transformation is possible when you make the right choices and honor your body. You can have a fresh start too, just like she did. Here's a quote. The food you eat can be either the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. I love to teach Trim Healthy Foundation. It is to stabilize your blood sugar by eating protein-centered meals with healthy carbs, healthy fats, and plenty of vegetables. Healing happens here. So I want you to hear this. Right now, right where you are, it's a new beginning for you. A new chance to lay down the old ways, the habits that no longer serve you, and step into the fullness of life that God desires for you. Tonight, you are invited to make a choice to embrace healing in every area of your life, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You don't have to wait for the perfect time or circumstances. Your fresh start is now. Healing can begin, and it starts with the decisions you make. You don't have to walk through it alone. God is with you, and He's ready to restore, renew, and heal. Your body is His temple, and He wants to help you honor it. So every time you eat is an opportunity to nourish your body. Protein is the anchor of every meal. This is step number one. Anchoring every time you eat in protein. And if you don't know what protein is, here's some sources. All your meats, your poultry, your fish, your eggs, your yogurt, cottage cheese, and nuts. Okay, so every time you sit down to eat, ask yourself, where is my protein? Here's some examples. Okay, we have chicken, we have beef, we even have pork. I personally don't eat pork, but it is a protein, and I encourage around 25 to 30 grams every time you eat, okay? Everybody's body is different, everybody weighs different, everybody's in different seasons, but for me, I'm aiming for 30 times every single time I eat, and the goal is a good 100 for the entire day. Not all at once, but every time I eat, okay? Why is this important? Oh, here's some more protein sources. We have eggs. And here's a lesson. If you are that person who has been eating only 1 or 2 eggs for, let's say, breakfast, 1 egg is only 6 grams of protein. So you need more than that, okay? So there's other ways to accomplish that. You can even have a whole cup of egg whites that will get you to the right amount of protein, or you could just do 2 eggs, which is only 12 grams of protein, and combine it with maybe some meat or some Greek yogurt or some cottage cheese or even nuts, okay? There's 9 grams of protein and about 1.5 servings of nuts, okay? Animal protein is the only food without carbohydrates. Why is protein so important? It is found across your body. It is in your muscles, your bones, your skin, your hair, and nearly every other part of your body or tissue. Protein is essential to your body. Without sufficient protein, your bodies start to age faster. As we age, we need more protein to be able to build strong bones and muscles. Our muscles, organs, bones, cartilage, skin, and the antibodies that guard against disease are all made of protein. Without protein, none of these can repair themselves. Protein is a secret weapon against body fat. Protein quiets cravings, it satiates, it stabilizes blood sugar, which leads to healing. Protein repairs your body and is a key food to shut off hunger. It builds a calorie burning, strong body. Let's take steak. A beautiful steak you can have for breakfast, lunch, dinner. It beautifies your skin. It provides rapid muscle growth. It provides happiness, energy, and fertility. Okay, here is a great meal that you could have for any of your meals. some steak sauteed in butter or coconut oil. And then you have all of those veggies sauteing in your pan. You could do zucchini, squash, cabbage, and then fry up a couple eggs and plop them on your sauteed veggies. Again, you cook them in a nice healthy fat, butter and coconut oil, and then you can even put a little kale on the top or some parsley or cilantro. It is a balanced, protein-packed meal, okay? If you need help with more protein ideas, I have made a protein guide that has everything you need to know about protein. And if you think, oh, I got this mastered, I even go into reaching lutein bolus for muscle building, and that is my protein guide. I also have a course that's 30 days long, and each day goes over a protein source, and I walk you through every single protein source, how to reach your lutein bolus, and everything you need to know about protein. And that's called Where's My Protein? Protein Power. All right. So let's start with a verse. It's found in Deuteronomy 32:14, and it says, with curds and milk from herd and flock, and with fattened lambs and goats, with choice rams of Bashan and the finest kernels of wheat, you drank the foaming blood of the grape. What does this tell us? In this verse, God is describing the abundant, nourishing food He has given us, foods rich in protein, healthy fats, and the best nutrients. We see that the milk, the curds, and the fats from the lambs and the goats were part of the bounty God provided for His people. These healthy fats are not just for enjoyment, but for energy, brain health, hormone balance, and overall vitality. They nourish our cells, provide long-lasting energy, and are a critical part of God's design for our bodies. So step 2 is about embracing the healthy fats that God has provided for us, whether it's from the fatty fish, your eggs, your grass-fed meats, or the nourishing oils like olive oil, coconut oil, or avocado. As you fuel your body with these gifts from God, you are giving your body what it truly needs to function at its best. So Proverbs 21:20 says, there is oil in the house of the wise. Okay, so we're going to go into detail about healthy fats, and there's also bad fats, okay? Genesis 43:11 talks about nutrient-dense foods full of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that God has created to nourish us. Genesis 9:3, God has given us a vast variety of foods, and everything He has made provides nourishment and healing properties. Now that we've covered the nourishing foods that God has provided for our bodies, proteins, healthy fats, vegetables, and healthy carbs, we want to start with talking about these healthy fats, okay? And there is a list of healthy fats, okay? And they are things like your coconut oil, your real butter, your red palm oil, even all those tallows, like lamb tallow or beef tallow, avocado, olive oil, MCT oil, ghee, all of these are super healthy fats, okay? And God said there is oil in the house of the wise. And He's talking about these healthy oils. And then there is very unhealthy oils. And these are the oils that I grew up baking with when I was a little girl. Canola, corn, cottonseed, soy, soybean, vegetable. Those are all detrimental and highly inflammatory. The bad oils, they are harmful. They are disease promoting. They give you inflammation. They give you cardiovascular issues, or cognitive disorders, metabolic syndromes, obesity, stroke, heart issues, hypertension, and memory issues. Those are the bad oils. But those God-given oils that are so good for us, they are anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial. They prevent those diseases, improve your body. They're a great antioxidant. So Proverbs 21:20, the wise store up joy's food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down. So there's so many benefits to olive oil, so many good things. Okay, it's anti everything, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, anti-cancer, anti-aging. It has so many great benefits. Okay, so swaps. Let's think of canola oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, and soybean. Those are the baddies. And you're going to replace them with things like coconut oil, red palm oil, extra virgin olive oil, MCT oil. Then there's the butter. We have fake butters like margarine. Okay, that's a no-no. It's a bad oil. You're going to replace it for real butter. My favorite happens to be Kerrygold, but I do buy a lot of Amish rolled butters too, that big long logs. So real butter is so good. It has so many vitamins and minerals in it, and it provides health to our bodies, okay? And it's again, cancer. It's an antioxidant, it's anti-inflammatory, gives great skin. And then there's the amazing coconut oil. Again, so good for our digestion. It's great to treat urinary tract. It's an immune booster. It gives memory and brain health. It boosts your digestion. It prevents candida. It controls your cholesterol. It's dental health, hair and skin health. The list goes on. It's anti-everything. Okay? So here's some ideas of oils to cook with. This is important. Coconut oil, butter, and raw palm oil are great cooking oils. The healthy fats, you need them in every single meal. They are what satiates you, okay? It's avocado, sardines, nuts, coconut oil, seeds, the egg yolk, olives, grass-fed butter and ghee, salmon. Those are all healthy fats. You don't need a lot, but a little goes a long way. Genesis 43:11 says, put some of the best products of the land in your bags and take them down to the man as a gift. A little balm and a little honey, some spices and myrrh, some pistachios, nuts, and almonds. Those are your healthy fats. Okay, the list goes on. All your seeds, even dark chocolate, your egg yolk, your fatty fish, your olive oils, the healthy oils what we talked about, yogurt, walnuts, tahini, sunflower seeds. Those are all healthy fats. Again, a little goes a long way. If you'd like to learn more about bad oils, bad fats, bad seed oils, and how to replace them with such good, healthy fats, you are invited to Fuel Fundamentals. Fuel your life with fats that heal. It's a 21-day course that teaches you everything you need to know about bad oils and good oils, bad fats and good fats, okay? So you're invited to that. Now, Genesis 9:3 says, everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. So we've covered the healthy fats, the protein, all key areas. Now it's saying green plants. So this is our vegetables. All veggies can be eaten liberally, except there's some that have a few carbs, more carbier, and they are like your sweet potatoes, all forms of potatoes, corn, and parsnips. But veggies are so good for you. You want to include them every time you eat. So some ways and ideas, you can eat them raw, steamed, sauteed on the stove, roasted in the oven, air fried in the air fryer, grilled, so many ways and so many vegetables, and they are absolutely beautiful in color and rich in nutrients that you need. They're even not that expensive. In the summertime, you can grow a garden. Okay, you may have neighbors that grow a garden and they have a plethora of cabbage or zucchini or squash and they're going to give it to you. Use it. Okay, that's cheap way to eat. Numbers 11:5 says, we remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost. Also the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, and the garlic. Okay, so cucumbers are amazing. They're very, very hydrating. That you can eat them straight from the garden. You don't even have to cut them up. You can literally buy them and chew on them. They make great snacks for your children, but they are very hydrating. They relieve sunburn. They help regulate your body's temperature. They control your blood pressure. They prevent headaches. They aid in weight loss. I mean, there's so many benefits to cucumbers, and they're mentioned right there in the Bible. Then it talked about onions in that verse. Onions purify your blood. They're detoxifying. They promote respiratory health, oral health, brain health, lowers blood sugar. They give eye health. They're great for your hair, your glowing skin, your cardiovascular system. They dissolve blood clots. They improve your lungs and reduce blood pressure. The list goes on about onions. And then it also mentioned garlic. Garlic and onion are like salt and pepper. They are so good together. Okay, it adds flavor and medicinal properties. It aids in digestion, it prevents blood clots, it regulates blood pressure, it's a stress reliever, it rejuvenates the skin, it's great for your metabolism and detoxifying. So, if you want to know more about all of these God-given vegetables and how beautiful they are and ways to get them in, I'm inviting you to Veggie Boost, okay? It's taking your plate from bland to grand. It goes over at least 35 different vegetables. There's a lesson on each vegetable and tons of recipes and ideas on how to use it. What I think is really cool about it is you also going to learn vegetables that have absolutely no carbs, and we're going to slowly work our way up to the carbier vegetables. So you're going to learn, okay, each day. Like we're going to start with leafy greens, okay, no carbs, and then we're going to work our way up to the carbiest, which would be your potatoes and your pumpkin and even parsnip. So you're going to learn about that, and it really helps you lose weight. Veggies are very important. So we have learned about 3 things so far, 3 tips: protein, your healthy oils, and your veggies. And now we're going to talk about a little bit about carbs. These are providers of energy. They rub your metabolism. They boost your endocrine system. They create happiness, at least for me. And they provide B vitamins, and they're super slimming. These are healthy carbs. Okay, so Numbers 13:23 says, when they reached the valley of Eshcol, they cut off a branch bearing a single cluster of grapes. 2 of them carried it on a pole between them, along with some pomegranates and figs. So they talked about grapes in this verse. Grapes are anti-inflammatory. They're anti-aging. They help treat acne and they delay aging. They promote health for your hair and your skin. They're antioxidant. They boost your immunity. They strengthen your bones. The list goes on. That's grapes. Then it talked about pomegranates. It helps fight damage of cells. It's antifungal, antibacterial, antioxidant. It moisturizes dry skin. It brightens your skin. It soothes skin inflammation. It boosts immunity. So there's lots of benefits to pomegranate. And then it mentioned figs, which are a good source of fiber. It promotes bone density. It helps cure diabetes. It heals sore throat. It reduces inflammation, treats constipation, helps sleep disorders, and reduces skin redness. So what is important about learning how to eat healthy carbs is that you eat them in the proper size. Because if you go and you eat a whole entire bag of figs, what will happen is you've gotten too much natural sugars and it could boost your blood sugar, okay? So I encourage like a palm size of these treats, okay? God made an orange. Eat one orange, not whole bunches of oranges at once, all right? And you're going to anchor in protein and have your healthy fat with it. So Ezekiel 4:9 says, take wheat and barley, beans and lentils, millet and spelt, put them in a storage jar and use them to make bread for yourself. So these are all healthy carbs. It said wheat, barley, beans, lentils, millet, and spelt. Bread. Make your own bread. This is all healthy fats. If you want help learning more about these healthy carbs, I have a course for you. It's called The Fruits of Your Labor. And this one goes over every single fruit and the benefits of it, how to eat it so it doesn't spike your blood sugar, and gives you lots and lots of ideas of the nourishing fruit. So that's called The Fruits of Your Labor. It's there for you. All right, so now that we've gone over proteins, healthy fats, vegetables, and healthy carbs, it's time to address the things we need to avoid for the health of our temple. We need to say no to sugar and no to processed, devitalized white flours. Why? Because these foods harm our bodies in numerous ways. Sugar is a major contributor to high blood sugar, which can lead to insulin resistance, heart disease, and even brain function issues. It harms the liver, increases blood pressure, and can weaken the heart, pancreas, and kidneys. Excess sugar consumption can negatively impact our libido, disrupt our metabolism, and contribute to unwanted weight gain. It also affects the health of our skin, leading to premature aging, acne, and dullness. Not to mention, sugar rots our teeth and causes inflammation, further impacting our quality of life. It really affects our minds and our joints. So if your joints are hurting, it could be the sugar. Similarly, processed white flours found in most refined breads, pastas, and baked goods are stripped of essential nutrients and cause our bodies to rapidly digest them, leading to blood sugar spikes and crashes. This can further worsen insulin resistance and disrupt our metabolism. Okay, so here is a list of healthier sweeteners that you can use. So you're not going to say no altogether to sweetness. You can use plant-given sweeteners like stevia. It's a plant. Erythritol, xylitol, monk fruit, allulose, a little bit of honey, a little bit of maple syrup in moderation. But the key is to stay away from bad sugars, okay? So anything ending in ose, like maltose, dextrose, fructose, sucralose, fructose, those are all key names for bad sugars that you do not want. So anything ose is gross, except for allulose. Allulose is okay. But there's a lot of names for sugar. It's not just sugar in the label anymore. They're there to trick you with all of these maltodextrin, dextrin, maltitol, agave, okay? So in Exodus 25:6, it says, olive oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and for the fragrant incense. So now we're going to talk about the spices and salt. Did you hear that salt is bad for you? All right. Grab your salt. There's a verse in Matthew 5:13 that says, you are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made more salty again? It is no longer good for anything. All right. We're going to dive into the power of salt. Salt is an amazing, multifaceted gift from God. It has provided us, and it's not just something to flavor our food. We see in Colossians 4:6, let your conversation always be full of grace, seasoned with salt. Salt is not only a flavor enhancer in the Bible, but also represents something much deeper. It has powerful benefits, not just in seasoning, but in nourishing and healing our bodies. The Greek word for salt is halos, refers to the salt we use in our kitchens today. But in Bible times, salt was rare, expensive, and highly treasured. High quality salt could only be found in certain places, such as the hill of salt and the Dead Sea, and gathering it was arduous. It was hard. It wasn't something to be wasted, but used sparingly because of its preciousness. Here's why salt was so valuable. Number one, it was a flavor enhancer. Salt was used to enhance the flavor of food, much like how it enhances the flavor of our lives, bringing richness and joy. Number two, preservative. Salt was used to preserve food, especially in a time when refrigeration wasn't available. In the same way, salt also helps preserve our bodies, keeping them healthy by maintaining proper hydration and electrolyte balance. Number three, it's an antiseptic. Salt had healing properties, used as an antiseptic to cleanse the wounds, Similarly, salt supports our body's ability to detoxify and heal from internal inflammation. Number 4, medicinal and healing agent. Salt was used as a natural remedy for various ailments. It's still used today in various forms to support our immune system, help with digestion, and even combat respiratory issues. Number 5, it was a fertilizer. Salt was used in ancient times as a fertilizer for crops, aiding in growth in our bodies. Salt helps regulate our fluid balance, which is essential for every cell's function and growth. When we speak of salt today, we often refer to Himalayan salt, which is an incredibly pure and powerful form of salt, rich in minerals and full of healing properties. This salt supports your body in ways regular table salt cannot. It helps balance your electrolytes, maintain your hydration, and even balance your pH levels. Salt, when used properly, is not only beneficial for flavoring, but also for health and healing. So just as we use salt to enhance the taste of our food, we can also use it to enhance the health of our bodies. Salt is an amazing gift given to us by God and is just another example of how He has provided everything we need to nourish our bodies and honor Him. So there is all of the information on eating healthy and the transformation it can give you. So this is the beginning of anything you want. If you want to contact me, you can reach me on charityinglewright.com. I have a Facebook page, I have an Instagram, and of course I have a YouTube channel. So honor God and trust Him with your food and drink. I am here if you have any questions, and I have a bunch of courses and certain subjects that will help lead you into victory with your health. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.